G4's revival was one of the worst failures of the year, and they deserved all of the backlash they faced. They attacked consumers, put out the worst content possible, and by the end didn't care about what the few fans they had wanted, and now Nielsen's numbers have confirmed that the revival had the worst primetime audience numbers of all standard cable channels of the year. I have a bunch of different things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So this is a Bounding into Comics article. It says Nielsen numbers confirm Comcast's failed G4 revival was the lowest watched television network of 2022. And honestly, this isn't very surprising. I don't think anyone really expected them to blow up and come back into the scene and do amazing, but they did much worse than they anticipated. I mean, obviously, now that they're shut down again. It says they say numbers don't lie, and according to the year-end television ratings report from Nielsen, Comcast's quickly shuttered attempt at reviving G4 was, unsurprisingly, an abysmal failure in terms of viewership. Their viewership across the board was bad. On Twitch it was bad, YouTube, Twitter videos that they would re-upload, and also this. All of their viewership was terrible. It says, though, that's no hyperbole either, as per an overview of the metric analysis agency's findings shared by IndieWire, G4 had the worst primetime audience numbers of all 126 standard cable channels currently offered to American audiences. It says during its brief run from November 2021 to October 2022, the network managed to pull an average of only 1,000 viewers during the period of 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Monday through Friday. For comparison, the other network, which debuted this year alongside G4TV, came in 114th with 15,000 average viewers. So they were pulling an average of only 1,000 viewers during the period of 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Monday through Friday. I mean, that is honestly even worse than I think most of us expected. Their YouTube numbers were okay, but not for their size. Their numbers were okay for a channel like under 100,000 subscribers, like 80 to 100K, and not the 500,000 subscriber channel they had. And of course, their Twitch numbers were a little bit different. I mean, they had, I believe, on average, like 8,000 live viewers a show. But again, these numbers are not good, and clearly they were not successful in any way, shape, or form. It says just above G4 in the ratings were the outdoor hunting-oriented network Pursuit Channel, which ranked 125th with 2,000 average primetime viewers. The video game network was also beat out by Comedy.tv, 121st with 4,000 viewers, a channel dedicated to clips from various stand-up comedy acts. Now, of course, if you have followed the G4 situation, you're probably laughing at this because they did their very best to kill this network off its scene. They attacked consumers, they attacked the whole gaming industry because, of course, they allowed Frosk to go on her sexism and gaming rant. I mean, they really did their absolute worst with this network's revival, and, I mean, they lost any form of audience they had. It says, while many will understandably rush to cite Frosk's now infamous sexism and gaming rant, it should be noted that while her identity politics, Latin screed, was undoubtedly a major factor in this regard, the writing was on the wall for G4 before it even returned to air, which is very true. I don't think that Frosk was the only reason why this failed, but she is one of the large reasons why. I've talked about it before, and honestly, it's not that surprising that they were revived just to die again. Back when G4 started originally, they didn't have the competition they do today. YouTube is obviously massive, and they figured they could come into the fray again and dominate when they couldn't. We don't need a program like this on TV when thousands of talented people have shows online. If they had put a massive amount of money into it, had giant sets and lots of giveaways and flashy guests, maybe it could have worked, but they were banking on G4 nostalgia, which didn't pay off. G4's modern reboot was clearly a shot Comcast was hoping would at least break even, and it didn't even come close, which is why they canned it not even a year after relaunch, which is, again, just hilarious to see because we knew that this wasn't going to go well, especially after the Frost rant and Sessler's meltdowns and just all of the drama with the hosts. And I've talked about it before, of course, many times, but G4 saw a massive loss of viewers in the months following her rant and on, their Twitch channels and also their YouTube channels. I mean, they even tried to rebrand. Initially, the 500,000 subscriber YouTube account they had was the G4 account, but then they decided to put the X-Play name on that account and put the G4 name on the, I believe, 200,000 subscriber account, hoping that people would see X-Play and not unsubscribe after all of the drama. They thought that would work, and it didn't, and then of course their views tanked. Brad Glasgow tweeted, "Meanwhile, G4 doesn't seem to be doing very well. X-Play is averaging around 16,000 views, and before her rant, they were averaging around 40,000 views per video." It says, as both previously reported by Bounding Into Comics and him, prior to Frost's declaration that male viewers who didn't appreciate being blanket attacked, "If you don't like it, don't watch it," videos on the core G4 channel pulled in anywhere between 15 to 75,000 views, with content focusing on hosts' personalities doing significantly less than reviews of well-known game titles. And that was another issue. Again, the content they were putting up, they were reviewing games that had came out the year before or 2 years before. I mean, they put out an Anthem review, when they relaunched. And at that point, Anthem was already years old. I mean, I don't know why they thought that was going to work, why they thought reviewing games like that was a good idea. Maybe just so that people understood their general standpoints on some of the larger games in the industry. But they tried to make it a non-controversial review when the game was just surrounded with controversy. It made no sense. The views tanked in March, and they continued to crater in April. Unlike prior months, only one video uploaded by the network across the whole of April had managed to breach 20,000 views. Again, they were getting 75,000 views a video occasionally, and then they couldn't even break 20,000. I mean, this just went horribly for them. They thought that banking on her rant and banking on the meltdowns of hosts was going to work, and clearly it didn't. As you can see now, Nielsen has confirmed that the G4 revival was the lowest watched television network of 2022, which is hilarious, and honestly, they deserved to fail. They deserved all of the heat that they took, and I honestly haven't heard about these hosts getting any new work, signing with any other new companies. Maybe they have seriously damaged their reputation, but only time will tell. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed it and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.